In the sunshine, this is the Frank Mitchell phone-in. Good morning. Kelly is in this line. Morning, Kelly.
How you doing, Frank?
I'm very well. Kelly, what's on your mind?
I'll tell you what it is. I am currently secretary of a group, a residents group in Craigavon, and we're opposing a decision of Armagh Banbridge in Craigavon Borough Council to sell off 12 acres of our park to build a further education campus. And we're concerned that the decision was made in March 15, and we're only finding out about it now. We found out about it on Facebook, and there are still a large amount of residents in the area that don't actually know that we stand to lose this amount of parkland.
Just remind us now where exactly you're talking about. Where is it?
It's called Craigavon City Park. Most local people would know it as the Lakes. We always called it the Lakes. And there's a 12-acre site beside the Civic Centre and proposed new leisure centre where they propose to build this what they call state-of-the-art campus. And
the state-of-the-art, just remind us, what's the campus going to be for?
It's Southern Regional College. They're closing down the Portadown campus and they're closing down the Lurgan campus, and they're building a combined campus in the centre of Craigavon, but they have chosen to build it within our park when there are numerous other sites that they could build it on in Craigavon, which would bring further benefits to the community. You know, instead of taking away their park and putting this here, build it across the road, build it somewhere else, so as we can have a fabulous park and a fabulous college.
But is there an element of not in my backyard about this from you?
Well, no. We most definitely welcome Southern Regional College to Craigavon. You know, it's great that somebody has actually took the time now, or the interest in Craigavon, to invest in it.
But you don't want it on a green field site. You don't want it on a park of natural beauty.
Not in a park. You know, you wouldn't build it in the Mall in Armagh. You wouldn't build it in People's Park in Portadown or Lurgan Park. But, you know, they've just decided to come and plant it in the middle of our park just because they wanted to. They didn't tell us. They didn't ask us. You know, if you know Craigavon, there are numerous brownfield sites that they can use.
They probably did tell you. It's just that you weren't aware that they told you. They would have advertised that in the local papers at some point.
No, they didn't. They
didn't post it publicly at all.
No, it wasn't posted publicly at all.
Even I would imagine they would have done in terms of planning applications. It would have been something.
It is at the pre-application stage at the minute, which means it doesn't have to be advertised.
Okay.
Full planning permission hasn't been submitted.
So do you feel you can block it?
Well, it's an option to sell arrangement, and we have actually asked Craigavon Borough, or Armagh Banbridge and Craigavon Borough Council to withdraw from the sale, because the original agreement was to sell 6 acres of land to Southern Regional College, and now that has doubled in size to 12 acres. And
the line isn't great, but it might be good for the ratepayer. There may be a big saving here for the ratepayer.
In what respect?
In so much as if the council can generate money by selling to the Education Authority or whoever, they're going to generate a huge amount of money for the council.
They stand to gain £675,000 from the sale of this land. They own, from what we can see, 2 equivalent sized areas of land directly across the road from where the park is. So Craigavon is growing quickly, substantially, and they are then reducing our leisure provision. It is such a popular site. You go on a Sunday and you can't get parked. There are so many people. There's walkers, anglers, horse riders, all sorts of people. It's a park. So they're taking away 2 of our leisure centres, we had 3 leisure centres, we're going down to 1. We had 3 or 4 community centres, we've went down to 1, and now they're taking away a substantial area of our park. They're applying for funding to encourage, say, women into sport, women doing couch to 5k, etc., and they use the park to do it. But you bring 2,500 students to the park, you take away that comfort zone, you know, the amenity of the park.
Will there still be significant parkland around it, or does it swallow up all of the greenery?
It doesn't swallow up all of it. They leave the pathway around the lake. Okay, this is a very large wooded area. It's a 12-acre wooded area at the side of the lake. But within that, there are mountain bike trails. There are what I would call hilly sections where, say, hurling clubs, football clubs, etc., use to do their out-of-season training. Because the pathway around the lake is very flat. But the mountain bike trail there's a substantial amount of the mountain bike trails being taken away.
Are they going to be cutting down trees?
Yes, they're going to be cutting down substantial amount of trees.
So you've set up a lobby group, have you?
We have set up a community group. We are now a concerned community group, and we have submitted over 3,000 signatures to Armagh, Banbridge and Craigavon Council, asking them to withdraw from the sale and ask them to build it somewhere else within Craigavon. We have, and you're probably not familiar with Craigavon, but in Craigavon there are 4 community hubs, okay? And these community hubs would benefit substantially from position in Southern Regional College within those areas, because one of the local schools, for instance, has stopped the kids going out at lunchtime. So local cafes, local shops and whatever are suffering big time in terms of revenues. So if you were to put that central to those community hubs, you would help local businesses. There's part of our area we call, it is known locally as Beirut because of the level of dereliction. There's loads of land there. This could bring regeneration for those areas. At the minute we're concerned that it's being positioned where it is to support the Rushmere Shopping Centre.
Yeah, but you don't want to position a seat of learning in the area known as Beirut. You want to put it somewhere where the kids are delighted to be attending lessons.
Well, I'll give you another example. There is another area of land. We have 5 schools already together, sitting together, and there is an area of derelict land just beside it. Okay, so we have explored the model that is being used in Omagh, and they are building 6 new schools together. So you have shared facilities. You have shared pitch space, you have shared, say, a music centre or whatever. Now, that could bring to Craigavon an educational hub in the centre of Craigavon, and we could still have that and still have our park.
Well, Kelly, you've certainly thought it through. There's no question about that. I don't have the other side of the argument, obviously. I've put as many points to you as I can think of at the moment. But do keep me informed. We'll see if Council have a point to make on it. They're very welcome, of course, to come on the programme and explain why they're selling that, what sounds like a beautiful park.
It is a fabulous park.
To build an educational facility, but I'm sure they have some very good points to make, and we'll give them a platform if they wish to come on. In the meantime, if people are interested in joining your lobby group, how do they do that?
We have a Facebook page at the minute with approximately 3,000 supporters. It's called Save Craigavon City Park and Lakes.
Okay, Save Craigavon City Park and Lakes. Sounds pretty dramatic, actually.
It is. In the 90s, we planted thousands of trees as a community. We planted thousands of trees in this area. It was at the time when you had Enterprise Ulster and the youth training programmes and green issues were all, just coming to light. And we planted 30,000 trees or something like that in the area. So
how many of those are they going to cut down?
Well, most of them.
That does sound a shame. It does sound the way you paint the picture. It does sound a shame. I'm sure there are very strong arguments as to why that they have chosen that particular site. And if Armagh, Craigavon, Banbridge Council want to provide a spokesperson to explain, they are very, very welcome on the programme. Kelly, thanks for raising it. That's what the programme's about. Thank you.
Right, thanks for listening. Thank you.
Not a bother. Okay. If that's something that's on your mind, that's exactly what we're here for. We will make people aware of it, and if other people have another argument about it, they're entitled to come on the programme. Also, we're open for bottle or draft.